I've been a bad YouTuber. I've done a lot here and I didn't show you what I was up to. So I work full time and then I'm also building this homestead with all other time that I have. So what I was doing here, this over, I guess the weekend before July 4th, and then July 4th, I worked all day on this, and then also the day after. But finally, both of these inverters, or EG4 6000 XPs, are commissioned, they're paralleled, they're talking to each other. I had no idea what I was doing. I watched a lot of videos and it was trial and error, but basically I just have the 6000 XPs. I have 8 gauge wire going between them and then some conduit between the two boxes. I have a parallel cabling kit, so they're paralleled, the batteries are, and I have some solar set up. I'll show you what I did, and then I installed this electrical breaker box, which is basically going to feed the house. That's our tiny house is being built right there. So inverter 1 and 2 are feeding this panel, and then this breaker, this main breaker, is actually going to have 4 gauge wire that will go under the ground, if I can get it under the ground, over to the tiny house. And then as far as the solar, again, the granite and bedrock is like right at the surface here. So I have to talk to the county. I was trying to figure out what the NEC code was for, because I can't really bury it. And there's, I'm not going to blast to try to do this. So it seems that I can put it in conduit and mark it. And I don't know. I got to talk to the county. But for now, I just have some temporary wires running through to the one inverter. But these panels, again, I got these last September. I was trying to beat the tariffs. And these are Hyperion panels. They weren't necessarily the ones I wanted, but at the time when I was buying, this is what was available at Signature Solar. And they are 400 watt bifacials. And they'll do up to, I think, 500 watts each. And I installed them on these Integra racks. I'll tell you what, these things are so simple. These are the IR30. It's a fixed 30-degree angle. It's machined aluminum. I'm telling you, it was so easy. There's just literally 2 bolts. You can't, and this whole bottom, you can't reverse it or spin it the wrong way. It's exactly the same no matter which way you turn it. You just have to make sure the shorter ones in the front, longer in the back. And then you put in 1-inch electrical conduit between. And then what I want to do is get this black fabric and then put ballast, basically stone, all on top of it. And I have a lot of cinder blocks that I was trying to get rid of too. So I'll lay that all on top to keep that mounted down. But this is only 8 panels and it's filling up my system, I'd say by 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. Now I don't have any significant loads on it now, but yeah, I still have another string that I can put up, and that's per inverter. So the EG4 6000 XP can handle it has 2 basically inputs for solar. So I could have 4 total strings, and I think it's roughly 500 volts per string. And this 8 panel setup, I've only seen around 267, maybe. Yeah, it's under 300 volts. So, and this is way more than I think I need, but I did buy enough, and all my extra panels are over here on our barn/garage. So I was just gonna go about 7 foot forward and put another string. But as I get time, the builders are going to be here on Tuesday. Tomorrow the building materials will be delivered, and then yeah, we'll be well on our way. So this will be a shorter update video. That's only just because I've been so busy, but I wanted to give you an update of what's going on. I'm just really excited to get this house built. It seems like every other week I'm having a new milestone. So having the building materials here, we start building tomorrow. This is awesome. Well, there you have it, my friends. building materials here. Framing will start tomorrow as far as I know. I know the main contractor is coming up to stage the area. Set it up however he wants. But we are here. The day has finally arrived. A little bit of my dreams coming true. A lot of hard work. The concrete people are doing some last minute repairs before the framer gets here tomorrow morning. Pretty crazy, but getting it done. There we have it. Progress so far. We're not even a week in. The tiny house is getting bigger. All right, we finally have some peace and quiet. It's Friday, July 11th. The framers just left for the weekend. But yeah, it's really taking shape. We still have to bring in. I'm working on the. We're trenching the line from the well over to the service openings tomorrow, and then we can hopefully tie in the well next week. I don't have any of the electrical ready here, but yeah, as you come in, it's tiny. So the kitchen area, basically up to these beams up here, is about 6 foot this way, and it's 13.7 this way. So I got to figure out how to pack a lot of stuff in this little area. So we're meeting with some kitchen people next week, hopefully to design, come up with some ideas. And then this is where there's going to be basically a ship's ladder that goes up to the loft. So I'll take you up there real quick, show you what that looks like. And then the framers actually had a good idea. They were like, you know, because there's like this little bump out for a window. They're like, why don't you just make that a balcony? It's like, wow, that was like a really good idea, because over on this side, little tree branch in the way, but the back side of Pikes Peak is up there, the mountains. So there's this little bump out for the window, and that would be cool. You know, you have your little loft bedroom here, and then why not have a little slider glass door here and a little bump out further for a balcony? So yeah, it's pretty cool. A few windows. Yeah, this will be great. So yeah, it's really exciting, but it's also crazy how much this thing is costing. And I'm debt free doing this, so it's taken a long time and a lot of money. But just to dry in, I'm already at $101,000. That will include the roof, you know, basically your windows, your door, and that does not include the land, the well, the septic. Luckily, the well and septic were already here when I bought it, so that's a huge savings. I bought the property in 2020. So yeah, it's crazy, because you think this thing, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a shed. It's 500 square feet, well, 485. But the fact that, you know, to frame this in 2025, it's just over $100,000, and that's before I even get to the inside. I don't know. I know this, our dollar's broken is what it's coming down to. You know, obviously the rate of inflation has come down, but prices are still really high. You know, I can see it even just getting a few electrical things, you know, as I've been doing my solar system over here in our garage. Just a few metal boxes and some conduit. It was like $180. Like, are you kidding me? So it's a little frustrating, just the cost of things. But I'm still glad I'm doing it this way, debt free. You know, granted, I'm not building some huge house, but it certainly will be sufficient for what I need. And I will be free. Everything's paid for here. And that's the best way to live, free.